Welcome to Atlantic Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Aquarius for the month of August 2025. So Aquarius, we are currently in your polar opposite sign of Leo. So lots of action. Leo is a fire planet, fire suit. So it's all about forward moving action, positivity, lots of energy as well. So the element is fire, obviously, and you are in your 7th house of relationships. So let's see what comes through about all your significant relationships and otherwise for this 4 weeks. We have the 7 of Wands. So you maybe need to speak up as the energy around to speak up to people about things in the relationship that you need to speak up about. It's that time of the year where you can sort of take the bull by the horns, so to speak, and use your voice in your relationships to say how you feel rather than saying, oh, I won't say anything, because that gets you nowhere and just sort of, you know, makes the problem worse if there is a problem. But usually when you speak up, there's something it has to be said. Where you are right now, Aquarius, is Queen of Wands. So the creative queen, it's all about creativity, it's getting things done. She's very much an outspoken type of woman. A lot like I said before, Aquarius and Leos are very the polar opposites. So they match in a way quite well. So she's all about being quite, once again, outspoken, having the nerve really to say something to people that needs to be said. She's very creative also. She can find solutions to many sorts of problems, but she's there with her energy for you, and that's really good. And if she's somebody you have to talk to, or you're worried about this person, it's a good time to voice those concerns, whatever they are, or tell them that you love them, or whatever it is. So there we have the Queen of Wands. Very nice card, actually, for where you are at the moment. Okay, so the influencing card of this Queen of Wands and the rest of the reading is 5 of Pentacles. So you may be feeling a little bit on the outer. With the 5 of Pentacles, it's definitely the out in the cold card, where we do sort of feel a bit sort of on the outer with people. And it's almost like you can see a group of people, or there is an invitation, but you just feel like, no, I don't want to take it up. I don't feel like it at the moment. I just want to be by myself or whatever. But it's that kind of energy to let you know if you feel like that, well, don't, or in this next 4 weeks, don't push it. Just go, okay, that's how I feel. 5s are always about change too. So there's a big change going on for a lot of us, for all of us actually, if you sort of delve into this kind of stuff. Big changes with the universe, planets, you know, really coming into, zooming in, so to speak. And so the 5 of Pentacles is kind of that kind of change that needs to happen in a way. So the less said about that, the better. But that's the general theme of that card. So don't feel bad if you don't feel like joining in this month. Okay, let's go back to June, July and see what was going on. And we had the Tower, so something really earth-shattering came about in your life, something really, some news came through that was just a bit too much, really made you sort of change direction, but yeah, just a structure or somebody that you know, and there was a deep rupture happening, a big sort of incident that occurred that made you sort of reevaluate where you're going, what's important, what's not, and that's the Tower. So it's a structure that literally is falling apart one way or the other. And the solution to the Tower is just to start again. You've still got that ground that tower's built on, so you just get rid of all the rubble and start again. It's like outmoded things go out, and then new things can come in. It's quite a foreboding card though, but that's what that basically is. And the Aquarians that I'm sort of feeling has had that will know who they are. Okay, so let's see recent influences. And the Knight of Pentacles, so slow moving energy coming through a little bit here. This might be one of your sons or a child of yours. He's a very loyal type of person, but a very slow moving person. Can also talk about the energy around, obviously. But the main sort of highlights about the Knight of Pentacles is they are messengers, the Knights, and also he is a slow-moving but very deliberate sort of personality. So don't be going, hurry up with this kind of person, because they check everything. It's like the Virgo type of personality. Very much deliberate, very detailed. Everything gets done, you know, in minutiae, if you like, minute, microscopic ways. So that's a really lovely card to get, and if that is one of your children or your brother, sister, whatever, that's you'll know who that influence is. If it's not a person, it's absolutely the time, or the, you know, just the energy that's going to prevail. The lesson you'll be learning. Another five of wands, so the Navigator card, lots of business going on, lots of things flying here and there, so you need to learn how to navigate through. It can be arguments as well, just coming in. Lots of movement though. With wands, it's always movement, and you may feel like one forward, one two back, that kind of energy, but you just need to learn to navigate a way around it, because it can be done. And perhaps you've taken on, oh, there's a lot going on for you at the moment here with this tower sitting above. So once again, you may be feeling a bit depleted in the energy stakes, so you may need to sort of really not, you know, just navigate obstacles rather than give up and walk away, because these things need to be done at this time, and that's what that energy is. And it's whether you can pass the test. Near future. And Four of Cups, feeling a bit down in the dumps about things, a bit disillusioned. You know, often this creeps in after we've had a bit of a high sort of emotional time, and then suddenly, you know, it's just back down to earth with a thud, and it's like, oh my God, back to the mundane life. But it needn't be. And when you get this card, I always think, okay, that's a reason for me to be a bit more grateful for all that I do have, rather than latching on to, you know, events and all sorts of things that have created perhaps this feeling of disillusionment. Think about the gratefulness that we have for what we have. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, linked, probably very strongly linked, is how what's happening that you're not realising. And you've got brand new beginnings with the Fool. So another major card, which is really good. So you've got the explosion of the Tower, and then you've got the new beginnings of the Fool, which means time for a new sort of whole new outlook, whole new journey, whole new everything. Starting again at 0 to 22, which is the major arcana. And this is number 16. So you're back at 0, off you go. What's going to happen? All sorts. Okay, let's see how others see you. Doing really well, very stable in yourself. Finances stable, job stable, you stable. Nothing really to worry about there in terms of your stability. You've worked hard to get it like that. It's not an easy feat to get stability, and the Ten of Pentacles is it. And this is how people actually see you. So they're not really seeing, you know, what's going on in the bigger picture. They're just going, oh, you know, look at them. They're so stable and they've got everything and happy days, but yeah, underneath it all you've got this, especially reigning supreme over the reading, which still, you know, there's reverberations from that tower from June and July. What you're feeling positive about is a beautiful High Priestess, and that's your intuition, and so that's all about keeping your own counsel. There's no need for you to be, especially with whatever this brought through, there's no need to be involving too many people in that, because then everything gets a bit too much emotionally. It's best just to keep it to yourself and those around you that are close. So it's almost, it's a very positive card as well. It talks about intuition and using your intuition to solve problems or earth-shattering events that have come into your life, perhaps like the Tower, for you just to keep your own counsel and just let's see how this unfolds, rather than being sort of impulsive and reactive. It's just about just calming right down and going, okay, intuitively, this is big. Let's just see how it unfolds over the time, rather than being hysterical. Which I think Aquarians are very sort of stable in that way of, they have a great understanding of breakups, breakdowns and breakthroughs in life. They are very much aware of what can go wrong in life. They are quite good at it, actually, and they take it on the chin. However, this is what you're feeling positive about. So let whatever's happening unfold before you sort of be too reactive to what's happened here. Okay, keep it to yourself. The outcome. And then we have a bit of a rest with the Four of Swords, so it's about time where you just go, okay, this has been heavy, I need a rest, I need to just sit back, relax and let things all sort of float around me. I just want to float on a lake on a summer's day. I don't want to get crowding my mind with any more stuff. So it's like recuperation. And you're still in life, but you're just a tad withdrawn and just going with that flow and giving yourself a bit of a rest. Okay, so nice reading, very, quite intense actually, Aquarius, but there you go, in the time of relationships. This is what's going on. As far as the cards have pointed out to us, I'm just going to put, let's just put an oracle card on the Tower and just see what we get from there. So what's under the surface of the Tower? Can you tell us the message? The Horse. Well, this is a good one, Aquarius. Accepting help from another. Delegating authority, 26. It's a really good one, actually. I said that, sorry. When the Horse appears on your path to offer assistance, if you are asking questions about your life, the Horse says that you will indeed receive help from another to aid you on your quest. Too often do you refuse help from others? Do you sometimes feel that although you give to others, no one helps you? Well, you don't have to walk the whole way alone. You can get help. The Horse appears to remind you that assistance is for the asking. Sometimes you need to be carried to get to your destination. Trust that when the Horse appears, help is yours. Remember to ask for it, and also remember to accept it when it's offered. There you go. Don't forget to ask for help, Aquarius, if you need it. Sounds like you may, because this is quite intense. Thanks so much for listening. I wish you a peaceful 4 weeks.